It makes sense.
Is that a hint, Andy?
Oh, no, well,
Hi, Ron.
yes, yes, it is. No, it's all good. No. Ione gets to tell us when when she's going to call roll, but I think we have a quorum. So let's go ahead and call the meeting to order, and Ione will establish our quorum.
For the moment, we have 9, so we have a quorum. So I'm missing Vaughan North, Roy Henderson.
Roy's there.
Roy just came in.
Hey, I know you. This is Roy. I'm here. I was
Okay,
actually
sorry.
like 52 seconds late, but I'm here now.
Okay, so Erica Schwarm, Chirito,
Listen,
Not yet.
and Alex Keegan.
She's
I'm
in.
here. I'm here.
You're here?
Alex
Okay,
Keegan is here.
and then I need Laura Stees.
She is here.
She's here?
Yep.
Oh, we've
And
got
Colleen
tons
is
of-
here incognito.
Chirito's here.
I'm driving. I'll be home soon.
Okay, so we've got everyone except Vaughan and Erica.
Okay, beautiful. That is beautiful. All right, so let's see what's next. Approval of minutes.
I move approval.
Second.
Okay, nice. Nice. Beautiful. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Oh, I'm so confused. What's going on here? Hang on one sec. Let's try this again. I was trying to pull up an email, but there we go. Any removal of items or changes to no approval? God. All right, wake up. Removal of items or changes to the agenda. All right, hearing none, let's move on. The only thing I have was, this was the email I was trying to pull up, but so a few years ago, apparently we donated, here comes Von Norris, whoop, whoop, whoop. We donated a bunch, well, I guess 18 disc golf baskets down at Carson Park. And the club, the disc golf club is replacing those. And they would like permission to remove the baskets that we purchased and then put them at other disc golf courses. So they are asking us to donate the baskets that we bought back to that club so that they can do with, put them in other places.
Sounds good.
Yeah, the addition to that is they're going to replace them with new baskets, so the course will remain viable. And, you know, I agree. I mean, there's no reason not to support them. We gave them to them. They should be able to do whatever they want to with them. And our disc golf course will continue. So I second it if it hasn't been already.
Actually, that sounds like a motion, so we do need a second.
Yeah.
I'll second
it.
All right. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that passes. Vaughn, perfect timing. Where'd Vaughn go? I saw him come in.
Vaughn, you're muted.
Oh, he's muted. That's the problem.
Do you have a picture of me?
Yeah.
There you
Yes.
are. Yes, now we can hear you too.
All right, well, I'm not showing a picture of me on my screen, so I didn't know whether I was on or not.
Well, you're looking good too, Vaughn.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice
okay.
plaid shirt.
How was pets, virtual pets?
It was very good. Yeah,
Good.
it's a wonderful program. And got some exciting ideas coming up. Are you
Good.
ready for me, Andy, or do you?
We
want-
are.
Yeah.
Please,
Okay.
Escondido Shines Renewal Project.
So this is going to be a kind of a full briefing. It may take 5 minutes. Is that too long?
5 minutes is fine, but I'm calling you at 6.
Okay, do it. All right, well, so you all had some familiarity with this. The status of the program at this point is we have these organizations that are involved at some level. The deputy city manager, Joanna Axelrod, is quite involved. It's surprisingly. The Chamber of Commerce is supporting it, although I have yet to see exactly what they're going to do, but they have been hosting meetings and participating. The Community Foundation, I got a confirmation yesterday that they are going to coordinate their celebration on the Giving Arch with the Escondido Shines Renewal events. And they are coming to our meetings. Escondido Together Faith Association is looking at a possible day of prayer celebration with it. The Center for the Arts is attending and looking at possible concert venues being included into this period. And by the way, the Escondido renewal activity will probably start on the 24th of April with our Escondido Shines cleanup of the parks. And so far that's moving forward. It'll remain to be seen how intense it is with COVID and the city restrictions on how to participate. But we're just kind of moving forward on the assumption that we will be able to have at least small groups working around on the parks, doing planting, cleanup, and whatever we usually do. So a fair amount of activity. I'm going to be briefing the cafe organization a week from Friday on this activity and seeing if they want to participate. I've got Jess Riminitz from the 78 Club, who's agreed to work with me on this project. And he's going to try to recruit the other 4 clubs to help us and be part of this so that it's a Rotary-wide event. I'm meeting with him today at 1:15 to work the details out on that. So that's kind of the structure. Any quick questions on that? So the way it works is there's a tentative kickoff event, which is the most likely event, which is the 24th of April, Earth Day beautification. That's the same as I Love It Clean San Diego, but they're encouraging everybody to get out and just do it in their front yards. So that will probably include 3 parks: Grape Day, Kit Carson, and Mountain View. I have the 2 banners that have been approved to go up on Broadway and Grand Avenue by the city. They're not allowing any other banners to go up during COVID. So it was nice that they gave us special permission. I've received a $5,000 donation to support this event. Mike Freet will be getting a check within the next day or 2. And I assume that'll go into our funds designated with Escondido Shines as the primary party or activity to be using it. I don't think you've seen that yet, have you, Mike?
No, sir.
Okay. So that now the issue, and this is where I need your help. We have one of the things that the Art Association brought up was we have about 250 political signs that we gathered, and they're being stored at Chuck's place over at the air conditioner business. The discussion that is going on is, can we get those signs painted and put up a message to go out into the community at wherever we can stick the signs, in the parks, along the street, wherever. And one of the thoughts that has come up, the Art Association is willing to do some of the painting on those. One of the thoughts I had is, you've seen this shine bag before.
Mm-hmm.
this will fit over some of the signs quite well. And so we're thinking of, I just talked to Chuck, and he's got them over there. We're thinking of pulling this over the sign so that this side has our message, Escondido Shines Day, April 24th, serve, salute, celebrate, be part of your community, all that message that's been around for 5 years. I have 400 of those bags left.
Hmm.
And my thought is, one option is to cover the signs with a bag with that message to the community, serve, salute, celebrate, be part of your community. On the other side, add a message. And it would just be a stick-on message, something like, it's great to be together again, or some message that would be positive for the renewal theme. Logistically, I think if we had 8 or 10 Rotarians for about 3 hours, we could get all those signs put together. The question I wanted to pose to the board is, what are your thoughts about doing that? Pros and cons. I mean, it would be some effort required. The signs might be reusable if we tape them on the edges.
How many do you want to do, Vaughn?
Huh?
How many do you want to do?
I'm thinking about 100 to 150.
Will you feed me?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
You know, Ron, you come to everything.
let's go.
You know, it's a given.
It's 2 hours of a reason to be together outside with masks on, laughing and giggling and doing something constructive. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, so, and what are your other thoughts on the messaging aspect?
Well, I have a question, Vaughn.
Yeah.
Will the, have you checked if the signs are, a lot of them are pretty bright, political signs?
Yeah, they are.
Put that bag over it, will that show through? Can you, or is it, I don't think the bags are very thick.
Yeah, it will show through. We would have to maybe put a white paper, you know, the picnic table paper that you put on.
Picture
picnic table?
paper.
Yeah, what do you call it?
Butcher paper.
Butcher paper. So we just tape that on underneath, and then we slide the signs over that.
How about white spray paint?
White spray paint could work.
Or even with a roller, even quicker, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Right?
It'd be nice to do it with some kind of white paint. It's on a cardboard surface.
so quick question, and Ron, I agree with you. I would love, I would say, yes, let's do this. But the one question I have to ask, because I'm always that stick in the mud, given what we would have to pay on paint and whatever the thing that goes on the back, you said sticker or something.
Yeah.
Giving those costs, would it be less expensive to just have Joe Parrish print us up 100 signs? I mean, to do it, I think is worthwhile, but just as a matter of discussion,
Yeah.
would we consider that maybe it would be less expensive just to have Joe Parrish make us up 100 signs?
Well,
And then
you know,
somehow attach those to the existing signs.
yeah,
You
they
have
could
to
just be
attach them to
stapled.
the existing signs.
Yeah, they could be stapled to the existing signs. Yeah, you know, that's a very good suggestion. He's actually printing up the stick-on materials to go on the bag
Okay.
to
Okay.
replace the dates. So, and I don't think he's going to charge for that.
Okay.
But I could talk to him, and I met with him yesterday. He did not mention. He did say, you know, if you need a few signs, like 10 or so, that would be one thing. But if to have him print up 150 signs,
Right.
that could be pretty heavy.
Yeah, I think, and I'm guessing it would be about $4 a sign. And this is a wild guess based on what I pay for signs.
What
It
size?
would, huh?
What size are you thinking?
24 by 30, 36 wide by 24 tall. That's basically what the political sign sizes are. They'd range, depending on the quantity, for me, it ranged between $2 and $4 a sign. And I'm just wondering, the cost of paint.
Yeah,
And-
no, and the work involved, if,
Yeah, well, but the work is the good thing. And
yeah,
again, I'm not raising this because I'm afraid of the work, because I think I
Yeah.
agree with Ron. To be able to get together and do this, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
well, so in my mind, the value, the real value is putting this in front of the community.
Mhm.
And that is a Rotary message. And it's one that's been building some tradition behind it. If we start over with a new sign, what's our message?
It's a point. Yeah.
So we
Mike?
have the plastic.
It could be the same.
Wouldn't you just put the same materials on the sign? If you can fit it on the plastic bag, you could fit all of that on the sign.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of, I have a few of those plastic signs myself, and they're not as wide as that bag is. So when you put the bag over it, you're going to be, having difficulty seeing the edges or something.
Yeah. Do we need to? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we want to get a message across, but we want to do it in a professional way. And so if I were on a major street and just saw a political sign with a yellow trash bag over it, I'd be calling the city to say, what is this? And can it be removed? Or what's going on? But if we had a professional sign that says Escondido Shines and the information, Rotary Wheel, whatever, on the other side, your message of renewal and come together, I think that would be better. It's worth a little bit of money to have a better public relation issue for, better branding for Escondido Shines.
Yeah, that's
Some people just might remove the bag and use it as a trash bag.
Well, we are using those as trash
No,
bags.
I'm saying after
Oh,
they're
people
put
that are
out,
smart
people
would
could help
figure that
themselves to
out.
the
I
bag.
got you. I
And,
got
you
you.
know, with a $5,000 donation, money's not the issue right now.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
I'd love to give Joe some business since he donated $2,000 to the foundation at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's a great point. We could support
The
his
other
business.
thing about professional signs, Vaughn, is you could reuse them.
Yeah.
I
Just
mean,
don't
you
put
could
a date on
go
them.
around and pick them up and use
Yeah,
them next year.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can put a date on it, but it's easy to put a sticker over the 24th to the 26th.
Right,
right.
right.
Yeah. So I appreciate these thoughts and suggestions. I love the idea of the signs because we know what we're getting,
Right.
and the weatherability of them is probably okay, I guess.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, if it were being out for months and months and months, it would be different. But 2 to 3 months is good.
Do you envision us just stapling these signs onto the political signs that we've got? Or how do we mount them?
Contact permit.
Well, did the political signs we got, did they come with H stakes? Were we able to capture the H stakes along with them?
Yeah, we have all the H stakes.
Again, if we were to go this route, I don't even think we'd use the political signs for this. It would be more of, we'd use those H stakes that we already have
Oh, I see.
and just put these on the H stakes and
So
put
it
them
would
in
be
the
a
ground.
two-sided sign, two pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
And they just staple together around the H stakes.
yeah.
it wouldn't even have to be stapled because they're corrugated. They actually have holes
Oh.
from top to bottom.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's called
about half
Coroplast.
of the signs I have are corrugated and half of them are kind of just plastic.
Okay.
So, but those are good. Those would still slide over the stakes, but they slide over differently. One comes in from the bottom, the other from the top. So maybe Joe could make, 75 of each or something.
All right.
Yeah.
So we would just split off the political signs and then mount these on the new signs.
I love the idea of getting together and doing something together. So that's not why I brought this up.
Yeah.
But it, it does, from what Jan was saying and what everyone else, I agree, this would be, from a public image standpoint, it probably would look better. If
So
that makes
this-
sense.
Yeah, this could be maybe a fusion of two different projects then. The Art Association wants to paint, have kids paint and others paint over the signs that we've got with their own thematic materials. They could do that.
Yeah,
And then we could do the other stuff with our message, like you suggest. I'll give Joe a call. He's really anxious to help.
Yeah.
He's doing 4 big banners for us, renewing them and stuff. So he is a great resource. I didn't realize that there was an option that would work so well as to just have new signs made. So I'll work on that.
Okay, and again, if it ends up being too expensive, you know, I think what we heard here is a lot of people would be willing to get out there and work on it.
Well, I would like to find something to do with these last 400 bags. I hate to just give them out and have them used as trash bags. So I don't know. We'll play around with it. We
use some of them, Vaughn, for our, highway pickup.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not as easy to handle as the state ones because they don't have handles on them, but we still use some of them.
All right. Well, we can always give them out at the parks to those who come to help clean up. It's kind of a nice twist on a community event.
Mm-hmm.
And,
All right.
and if you want, Vaughn, I'll
I'm gonna
volunteer
pick
to
up.
coordinate Mountain View.
Who is?
Me. I'll be willing to coordinate the Mountain View thing on the 24th of April because that's my park. So that's where I walk my dog.
Well, I've got do you know Melissa Navarrete?
Yeah.
Well, she's chairing it, so she would love to have a little of your help.
Give her my contact information.
All right.
Because I'm out there every day, twice a day with the dog. So.
Oh, excellent. All right. Well, thanks for my 5 minutes, Andy.
You're welcome. All right, Roy. Annual fundraiser report.
Yeah, hello, everybody. Colleen McKenna and I have been working hard on getting this letter ready, the letter that is the Give Us Money letter to the full membership and the traditional sponsors. Colleen, are you now here? I see you're muted. Are you now here and present?
Yes.
Great. I'll let you fill in some of the details on the letter in a minute here. But in addition, we've taken 2 letters. One I wrote, one Ron Smith wrote, and Colleen has edited those together. We've also put together a flyer that's showing some of the, as I call it, sweat equity activities that the Rotary Club's engaged in, highlighting the school desk making, so that we're trying to convey the message that we're not just asking for money straight up, but we're showing that we've been active with feet on the ground activities as well to try to do good things for the community. And we're also following up on that idea that we're asking Rotary members, all Rotary members, to connect with local companies if they have some sort of networking connection with somebody at those companies. I've got a list of about 40 local companies and corporations we're going to send out. Colleen, we talked about doing that in a separate letter, but I'm thinking after you and I talked at the telephone at length yesterday, maybe we should just go ahead and put that list of 40 companies in the initial letter and invite the people to start networking now. What do you think about that, Colleen?
That is a big switch from what we were talking about yesterday, but
yeah, just another delay. Excuse me, and another mailing. So the first thought was send out the initial request for money, say we're going to follow up with the list of companies and get the people thinking about what companies they can network out and reach out to for more money, and give them some time to digest that idea, versus just put the list in with the initial funds request letter. And let's say, go ahead, if you know anybody at these companies, please take the action to network out and contact them, or contact any other companies you may know. So we don't, you don't have to give me an answer off the top of your head now. Just think about that. And I guess the last thing, we've been kicking around a virtual event sometime next month or two. No real planning has been done on that virtual event on what software is going to be used, what the content, who's going to come up with the content, that kind of stuff. So that's still an open item. And we also talked about trying to do a silent auction on a computer network virtual event. I know the silent auction items, somebody said we still have a few silent auction items from the 2020 event that Court of Kazin that didn't happen.
100%.
Okay, so we could organize that. Now, and I know a lot of the silent auction items were not physical things you would carry away from the Court of Kazin event, but they were, vacation trips or that type of thing that the sponsoring company was going to pay for if you bought that silent auction item. I don't know what happened to those items from the silent auction.
I think Sandy and Arlene are basically our contacts on what items. I think they're all at Sandy's house.
Yeah, they're all stuck in one room that's been locked and sealed.
Okay, Ron, what about the items that weren't physically carry away items? It was items, gift certificates, benefits to trips or retail establishments, those type of items. Are those still available as well?
Yeah, she has followed up with most of the donors, and they have agreed to just continue to honor those awards.
Okay, great. So to summarize, I say the next step is get these letters out, the fundraising request letters, get people thinking about networking to local companies, and then we'll move on to a virtual event or and how we're going to do an online silent auction. Colleen, you want to say a few words about what you've done with the flyer and the editing and combining of these letters?
Yeah, let me see if I can share my screen. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that cool?
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
So you'll see a lot here because I've got a million things open. Hold on just a second. So for the first one, let's see here. You guys don't need to see. Hold on. So as you know, I've been why can't I control anything with this share on? Okay, so here's the first one. It's on this one. Let me go home for a second. So when we first started on this, I just thought to myself that we should try and do a visual representation of what we've been doing this year. And I came up with the tagline, virtual year, real impacts.
Oh, nice.
And I hope you guys can see this okay. I'm trying to make it as big as possible. So we started the big, I think visually the desk have the biggest impact. But I included our service projects and our community grants. And I'm not sure if we did Wounded Warrior trips this year. Could anybody tell me if that happened?
We did not because of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, they canceled it. It wasn't us that canceled it. But
Okay.
but we still are supporting them. So I think you could keep that in there.
Okay. Wounded Warrior trips. I'll just leave that in there. And then I got the grants. And I went with, I pulled a couple of pictures from Facebook. And so my thought is whatever letter we put out, we should include this in it. Because sometimes people just will look at the pictures and toss a letter. But I think it's important to have a visual thing. And then what I'm working on now is trying to.
Can we add Escondido Shines to that?
Yes.
Did we, where do you want it on a community grant or service project list?
Service projects.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me, so I'm just
Yvonne
gonna.
must have a picture of some kind he can give you to put in there if it fits. I don't know.
Yeah, if you guys got something. for
Well,
me.
and there's the highway cleaning project that could be
Yeah.
stick
It's
a
on
label,
there.
stick a
It's on
label
there.
of Escondido Shines on that
It's on there.
somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to send me Escondido Shines, I think I might have their logo, but I could use it again. And I'll make sure to get them on here.
We also-
I'll forward you that logo.
We
Okay.
also did bell ringing this year, so, you know.
Right, so it's So which, so we have Haven House, Student Desk, Highway Cleanup, Food Distribution, Tampa School Academy, School Supplies, Wounded Warrior Trip, Escondido Shines. We're gonna run out of space if we put too many
Right.
words on it. So is there like a top, let's say top 6, top 5 that you guys would want to highlight on a, just a quick list for a flyer?
I think what you have is good, Colleen.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
those
just
are our
make sure-
major
Would they
projects.
know what Wounded Warrior Trips is? I mean, it's, that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we can take that. You can take that one out. There's no reason. I mean,
People won't know what it is. I mean, helping Wounded Warriors is one thing to say, but a trips, they wondering what that might be.
Yes, I agree. So we have Haven House, EUSD Student Desk, Highway Cleanup, Food Distribution, Tampa School Academy, School Supplies, Escondido Shines, Highway Cleanup, should I say?
You did.
No, you already
Simon.
have highway cleanup. It's your
okay.
number
Oh,
3.
yeah,
And
So
I would take out school supplies because we do a lot more for San Pasqual Academy than just the school supplies.
Multiple projects then?
I would just leave it at San Pasqual Academy.
Okay.
Or San
Like
Francisco
Haven
Academy
House.
Partnership.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
I
Colleen,
think
I
so.
just replenished my supply of foundation envelopes.
I'm not putting foundation over.
Colleen, you could put just Escondido Shines down there under service projects because we're out and about doing things. And just the name, I think, is probably good.
Yeah.
So this is so at the beginning I was thinking we would have the letter on one side and this on the back, but then so I was reading the letters and I edited them pretty extensively. If anybody wants to take a look at the edits, I'm happy to.
I think we can hold off on that for right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Colleen, my idea on the letter editing, excuse me again, you and I will get it resolved, then we'll send it out to the board before it goes in envelopes to the full membership.
Sounds good. And then this is so now I'm thinking how do we make a flyer with 2 lists and a couple of pictures. So this is just kind of my draft where I'm going with it. But I think if we're really going to push this idea of thanking our donors that help put on the event, I think that it should probably be included in whatever we end up sending out. So I'm working on this, and this kind of stuff just takes a while. But I'll get through it, and we'll have something pretty like the other one.
It does. It does take a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. So soon it'll look as good as this, but right now it just looks like this.
It looks good. I mean,
I
yeah.
agree. I think it looks very good. Colleen.
Yeah, very professional.
So my thought is that, yeah, so I just want to say, can I have money to print this? And I don't know how much it'll cost, but I'll see what I can do. I'll get I'll get a estimate once we have something more concrete, and I'll probably have to send it in an extra email because I don't really want to wait a whole month.
Colleen, I don't know if you heard me, but I have a ton of foundation envelopes now.
Oh, that's nice. So we won't have to get envelopes, but we still have to print the flyers.
Yep.
And then we'll need an envelope stuffing service. So I'm gonna
That'd
stop sharing screen. Can you turn it?
We already did. I already took it away from you. All right, perfect. Jan Jones, do you have any report?
Hang on, sorry.
It's all good.
I don't have anything.
Beautiful. All right, approval of consent calendar items, monthly member report. Looks like we had 50% attendance, which is good. We have lost 1 member. We're gonna have 2 new members at the end of this month, which I'm excited. We finally have an induction coming up.
Yay.
Well, the newest one, Nicole Estrada, and then we're going to do an induction for Krishna Cabra as a catch up because we never did one for her. So we have a new member and a newer member.
Perfect.
Yep.
Do you want to say anything to about Hotchkiss and Plotner, or do we've been in this spot and we've talked about it and we're just going to ride it out?
I think we just write it out, and then when it comes time for dues collection for next time, put a little more effort into trying to actually talk directly with them and see what their druthers are.
Right.
So the whatever budget effect is already occurred. We paid the Rotary dues international and in the district for them already, so it's no big deal. I do want to back up one quick second though for you, Colleen and Roy. You talked about a semi-final draft of a letter with those wonderful graphics that you're doing, flyer that will go out to members. Is there an expected mailing date for that thing? Do we know about when to expect it to go out?
Based on the progress we've made so far, Colleen, you see if you agree with this. I say give us another week and we'll be ready for the mailing. Is that good with you, Colleen?
Yes, that should be fine.
Okay, and since is the money ask going to be signed by club president or foundation president and you, Roy, or what's the plan for that?
Admittedly, I haven't thought about that either way.
Okay, so remember, whoever's going to sign it has to sign off on it as a draft before it goes out.
Sure.
So run that by Andrew too. And then is there a separate letter that's going to go to the major donors, the food and beverage vendors, about what we're doing so they know that we're honoring them?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, Colleen, you didn't cover that. We're going to mail this thank you flyer included with the letter that goes to all the members and the traditional sponsors.
Right.
Ron, that's a good point. I think the thank you flyer with a separate letter should go out to all these food and beverage vendors as a separate deal.
Yeah, anyway, we want to let them know what we're doing so that they're aware of the fact that we're not hitting on them, but we haven't forgot them.
Exactly right, Ron.
Okay, thank you.
And we have in the two letters that we have, both of the letters have verbiage already to that effect. And so it would be easy to just put something, to just pull some of the copy out of each and combine them into something for the vendor.
So that it's appropriate to go to a vendor, not a member.
Yes.
Cool.
And now we have decided this later whether we're, in some ways, sending out a second letter to the members about trying to network with corporations in that list of 40 companies that I have suggested to start with might be a good idea, because we kind of asked for the membership to network with companies in this initial letter, and then we can send out another letter that says, hey, how you doing with that? And here's, if you need some ideas on who to approach, here's a list of 40 companies. Kind of ask them twice. You think that's a good idea?
And then don't forget that maybe before the letter actually goes out, somebody submits an article for the Centerview to let people know a letter is coming out and to look for it. And then maybe the week after it goes out, a follow up on, did you get your letter? What are you thinking? Do you have any questions? And prompt the whole idea of that ask through the Centerview as well.
Okay, that's a good idea, Ron. You're talking about both, do that in the Centerview, I mean, for both the first and the second letters?
Yeah. So if you let people know what's coming, they can be looking for it and get it and understand more about it, because they'll have more detail. It won't just hit them cold.
Okay.
Perfect. And I apologize. We need to move on because time is always an issue. Treasurer's report. No, there you go. I can't hear you. Even though you're unmuted, is your microphone on? No, cannot hear you. You've never sounded better, honestly.
I think what Bill's going to say is that, we haven't been spending very much money, and the fourth quarter round of dues came in last month, and it'll finish up the 1st of April. And so we're going to have somewhere in the area of $30,000 to $32,000 in cash at the end of the year. Am I close, Bill? Nod your head. Probably
thumbs up.
Anyway, that's information based on what he sent me in an email yesterday. It's not off the wall.
Beautiful. All right. Any action items removed from the consent calendar? We didn't have any of that. So staff reports, executive secretary.
Okay, so I already did half of the report of the budget subcommittee, and there wasn't exactly subcommittee, but I did ask a lot of people different questions. I'm not sure they knew that made them the subcommittee. but it did. So Keith Royce, Johnny Watson, Bill Smith, me, Dan Sunquist, we're all consulted. And the gist of it is we are going to be sitting on a lot of cash at the end of the year. And what does that mean for moving into next year and assessing members for dues? I agree with Dan that we no longer talk about the facility fee as a separate dues breakout. It's all dues, $380 worth, and just leave it at that. But do we reduce the dues for those that paid full amount last year because we never spent a dime of the facility fee? Or do we just bill everybody and deal with individual concerns one at a time? Because most of us don't care.
Given the fundraising issues, I think we bill for the full amount.
I
But
agree.
that's,
Okay, easy. It makes my life very simple. Thank you. And then Andy, I did put the disc golf thing on there for you, but we've already dealt with that. So I'm done.
I guess I should have read the agenda before I started, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, we got it taken care of, and you're on to the next person.
All
Well,
right.
You're putting a lot of money into the club if we're billing the whole dues amount to 380. And perhaps the club would at some point want to make a donation to the foundation.
It's an option.
Yeah, and I think we actually might have an opportunity for that coming up on
Actually, bad time.
item 9A, but we'll get there. Board Secretary, anything?
No report.
Bill, do you have anything other than what we already spoke for you about? Okay. Erica's not here, and I still don't see, but I will ask, do we have communications meeting, or I mean, comments? No, I don't see. All right. Community service. Alex, you wanted to talk about some fundraising there as well.
Yeah, I would like a couple minutes. So I want to just run my next idea of fundraising by the board and get a green light on. So as you were guys all talking today about getting out and doing things. So I was thinking exactly the same thing a week ago. And here's what I want to do. On the first and the third Saturday of each month, I would like to lead a group of Rotarians on a moderate to strenuous hike around the county. Okay, and I wanna, Andy, can I share my screen? Can you give me permission to share
Yes.
my screen? I
Yes.
just wanna show, there's a website, 99 Pledges, which is awesome. So I'm working on creating a Scandidum, here it is. I'm working on creating a Scandida Rotary Foundation page where all participants can sign up and you can send the people to pledge like 20 or 25 bucks per hike for you to hike. So it's gonna get, it's not gonna get us $1 million, but it's gonna get some like a little cash in.
I like that.
That's pretty much it. That's the idea. So I'm still working on setting up the account on the 99 Pledges. So, and this whole fundraising is going to be going on until June 30th of 2021, which is the end of our fiscal year. And hopefully we can be able to raise at least 10 grand with all our hikes and all people who want to go with me and enjoy the nature, which is pretty cool. So, and Andy, if this idea is green lighted by the board, can we also announce it to the whole club?
Feedback, discussion?
So, hey, Alex is right. So to clarify what the Rotarians would, we'd actually do the hike ourselves. And then we'd get kind of like, we get people to contribute money based on how many Rotarians do the hike or how many miles we hike or something like that.
So it's going to be pledged per hike. So you go next on a 20, whatever, on the 20th, you go on a hike, and the people who pledge, for example, like $25 per hike to donate, they're going to donate 25. And then 2 weeks later, you're going to go on another hike, and they're going to donate another $25 for you hiking another mountain.
Okay.
So
You
April.
plan to go hike the local places, like Iron Mountain out in the east end of Poway or that type of hike?
Yeah, like Chiprock and like maybe a Mission Trails. It's about half an hour drive from Escondida, but the places are so gorgeous. They're like North Fortune and Coles Mountain, and we can go to Lawson and Hamul, or we can go to Three Sisters Waterfalls. I mean, whole massive amount of hikes, and I have a like book that Justin gave me for my birthday a few years ago with all hikes in San Diego. So I'm really geared for this task. Like super
Sounds
geared.
good. Sounds good to me. In fact, you can
Okay,
even do
guys.
over under bets on how many Rotarians poop out before the end of the hike.
Exactly. Okay.
All right, beautiful. Do we need to do anything? I'm asking a parliamentarian, do we need to vote on this? Any parliamentarian?
I'm
Okay,
not sure if we need to vote on it or not.
I think
yeah, you really should.
okay.
Let's vote.
So, do we have a motion then to support the Rotary Foundation Hike-a-thon?
So moved.
All right, perfect. Larry moved. Any second?
Yeah, second for me is good.
All right, any further discussion on this? All right, all in favor from the board?
Aye.
Aye.
Beautiful. And any opposed? Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Alex. I love this idea.
Cool. So the first hike that we're gonna do on the third Saturday of March is March 20th, and it's gonna be Mission Trails North Fortuna. So if you guys want to go.
So yeah,
But,
and
I'm gonna prepare the page, and Andy, I'm gonna email you the link to actual thing with the information, and if you can forward it to all.
yeah, we'll communicate it out to the club both through Centerview and just
Sounds
DAC-DB.
good. Sounds
All
good.
right. International service, any
Oh, I have a
report?
Question for Alex. if That's
Oh.
loud.
Quick.
Quick.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know how quick it is. Alex, the club has a surplus. We didn't do, I'm on the service, grants committee or whatever. We didn't have that this year, as far as I know. Is there some way we could give some of the surplus away to, from what I'm reading is that there's a lot of nonprofits out there that are really struggling. And is there some way we could, do some kind of a,
Larry, we have community service grants going out for 2 of our programs this year. So we are giving out community service grants.
right, but I'm just saying that that's 2, usually we give out about.
Oh, no, it's the whole program. I don't think.
Yeah,
doing 2 is
we're giving
all-
out enough service grants that
Yeah.
we have to fill up 2 full program days.
Yeah.
Answer the question really quick. So Larry, on April 20th and April 28th, I guess. So you're gonna hear from every single recipient who got money from us is 14 nonprofits in our community. So, and we're gonna hear from all of them. So I'm preparing the presentation. So we're gonna hear from 7 of them on the 20th and from 7 on the following Tuesday. So that's where you're gonna find out that money, how much that money and what they did with our money.
Okay,
Can I pose another issue? The issue would be.
quickly, please, because we've
Yeah,
got to
very
wrap up.
quickly, before we start shuffling dollars around, we may want to do a reassessment on next year's budget and maybe shuffle some money between accounts, depending on how much money we raise in our fundraising. So I would,
Yeah, I think that would be a good, as we actually, all of these fundraising things we've talked about today, as those numbers start coming in, that would be the time to talk about that.
yeah, we
And
just.
Vaughn, you actually are in the right time frame to work with your board elect to put together a proposed budget.
Okay,
Yes, yeah, beautiful.
yeah, then we can look at the whole issue.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, international service, quickly. Anything?
No report in enough time. I'll ask for text soon, but I'm not asking today.
Okay. Christine,
Okay, 2 quick items. When the district governor comes, we're going to be asking him to acknowledge some Rotary Foundation donors that have joined the Paul Harris Society, the Polio Plus Society, which is new this year. We have new Paul Harris Fellows, And we have two major donors in Paul Van Elderen and Laura Stees. So I'll be sending out some information to the governor and the his executive aide or whatever they call it, so that he knows to have some time. And that'll be a little bit of the governor's visit focusing on how well we're doing. The Tig Wolford Service Above Self Award, I am bringing to the board. My original thought was Tig has 10,000 points in his account, and that's from $10,000 he's given over the last years. And my thought was to continue the program we began last year before, I guess, where we honor a first responder, fireman, paramedic, and someone in law enforcement. And we could honor them with Paul Harris Fellows, no cash, just points. However, and I've talked with Elizabeth, she loves the idea. She thinks Tig would be so honored. And we would do 2 awards a year for the 5 years, his 10,000 points. However, I talked with Rotary Foundation staff yesterday, and once a person dies, their points are gone. So that won't work out as I anticipated. However, we have a lot of members in our club with points. And I thought if you liked the idea, I would call a few, see who are willing to donate points, work with Mayor Paul and the 2 chiefs to identify who they would like to honor this year, and set that up. So it would need, 10, 15 minutes in a program sometime between now and the end of Andrew's year. Because the Paul Harris just says Rotary, Paul Harris Award, and so on, the only cost to our club would be, I really like to do a plaque that has Tig's name on it, and that it's a service above self, not service above service award, but service above self award. And we call it that instead of just giving Paul Harris Fellows to our honorees. So there'd be a small cost every year of two plaques.
Perfect.
And
So-
I'd be willing to chair and make that happen.
So do we have a motion then?
Move to approve.
Okay. Second.
Second.
All right. All in favor? Who's on the board?
Aye.
That's good.
And
Opposed?
Ione, you're probably going to want to work with Christine to get a little bit of language for what that motion looked like, more than Ron moved to approve. So you can do that. You can do that offline.
Yeah, I think the motion was literally to establish
This, yeah.
the Tig Wolford Service Above Self Award, and the only cost would be of plaques
For the 2
specific-
honorees every year.
Okay,
for 2 honorees a year.
very good. Move to get a sandwich.
Almost. Membership service, any report? No, Mike? Shake your head, yes, no?
You went to get a sandwich.
Oh, okay, he's shaking his head no. Vocational service, Larry.
Just that we're gonna have highway cleanup probably on March 27th. I'll get an email out. I've been polling the people who usually participate, and that appears to be the best date, so.
Yeah, someone said because the next week was Easter, and that made a certain amount of sense.
Yeah, I mean, we still might have to use that if it rains on the 27th. But we'll see.
Yeah, perfect.
I want to be sure to
Laura,
get it
any
in
report?
far enough in advance of the 24th of April so that we're not interfering with all the stuff going on at the end of the month there.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Larry. Laura?
Nothing to report.
All right. Unfinished business is the adopted, or is the modification of the Blue Badge checklist.
Well, it's going to be unfinished for a while. There's no change, so we should pass
Okay.
it over for now.
All right. Sounds good. Any new business? All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, beautiful. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ah, you people are rock stars. Thank you so much. We nailed it. Nailed it. I thought we were going to actually have extra time today for people to go get sandwiches.
4 minutes, yay.
And we could just stay here for the meeting now?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Andy, do you have the contact information on that tennis group that's speaking in 2 weeks? I need to get in touch with them on Escondido renewal. Can you just send it to me sometime?
Tennis group, I'm actually not.
Oh, so it's the speaker that's 2 weeks from now. That's something about tennis.
Dara is in the room. She might be able to address that better than I do.